Mayday. We have a problem. This vehicle, that is not the newest one at all, gives us changing signals all the time. Welcome to our travel journal. We are a German family of 5 traveling the world, and in this video we'll share our experiences of traveling 7 weeks across Australia by RV. Why did we choose a caravan for this adventure? What were some of our highlights, but also some frustrations? So buckle up and come along. In 2022, we once tried out traveling by motorhome. We had rented an RV in the USA to travel from Seattle in the state of Washington through Idaho and Montana to Wyoming, and then all the way through Utah, Arizona, Nevada to California. And we had enjoyed that very much. The kids were still little, so we felt like we had plenty of space, experienced wide streets and breathtaking nature views. No trouble at all, so that we had quite some expectations. Why RV traveling across Australia? As mentioned earlier, we had expectations. Expectations to find freedom and flexibility to travel at our own pace, making stops at interesting sites or staying longer in places that we like. So I had roughly planned a route from Adelaide in South Australia to Melbourne, Canberra, Sydney, Brisbane, along the Sunshine Coast to Cairns in Queensland, Australia, with numerous options to explore nature on the way. Our visa allowed us to stay for another 7 weeks, so we thought, compared to staying in hotels and eating out, an RV can be a more economical option for the 5 of us. We had heard of Australia's breathtaking landscapes, and we believed traveling by RV would give us a chance to also access natural wonders off the beaten path. Then there is the topic of comfort and convenience. When you have children with you that need to be homeschooled and that might ask for a restroom all the time, you learn to appreciate the amenities that modern RVs and campervans provide you with. A bathroom, a kitchen, and sleeping arrangements that can make long journeys more pleasant. There's also a factor of outdoor experience and adventure. Traveling by RV allows you a closer connection to nature. You can camp in national parks, by the beach, or in the bush, waking up to stunning natural scenery. Overall, when we decided to travel by RV, we were opted for numerous benefits as well as unique experiences. Let's talk about our rental process. After having traveled across Western Australia by ordinary vehicle, from one Airbnb to the next, we had researched several companies: Apollo Campervans, Brits, Explorer, Winnebago, Maui. At the end, we chose to go with Star RV, which we learned later is part of Juicy Rentals. We had booked online, paid a fair price for 7 weeks, and once we arrived at the pickup location, they had actually offered to pick us up from the airport, but we had no need for that because we had already been in the city anyways. We got a short orientation. Alpine needed to show his driver's license. If I recall correctly, they didn't even ask for the international license. Then they explained a few things about the insurance, and off we went. We feel it's important to mention that when booking a motorhome, you should never forget to budget for tolls, fuel, maintenance, and camping fees, besides the actual rental costs. Unfortunately, we got quite an old model. At the very first glance, most aspects looked fine, but I can anticipate that appearances were deceptive. Australia offers more must-sees and hidden gems than you can visit in 7 weeks. The country is known for long distances, incredible cities, but most of all, unbeatable natural beauty. Question time! Did you know there are over 60 species of kangaroos and wallabies in Australia? Have you ever seen a wombat in the wild? Where was it? Or have you ever had an up-close encounter with any of these animals? If you could spend a day with any of these animals, which one would it be and why? Please leave us a comment below. We loved every single moment with Australia's wildlife. But to be honest, we also had so much fun and enjoyed every second with more random, cute animals as well. Traveling by RV means having your home on wheels, offering the perfect blend of adventure and comfort. We cooked our meals in our cozy kitchen, homeschooled the kids with sometimes breathtaking landscapes as our classroom backdrop, and we did our video editing work at scenic spots. Each night we slept, more or less comfortably, recharging for more adventures the next day. We enjoyed family games under the stars, shared stories under candlelight, and woke up to the sounds of nature. Yes, we celebrated Easter in the RV. We celebrated Lila's birthday there. So traveling by RV is an ultimate way to explore the continent of Down Under, with many of the comforts of home right there with you. To be real honest, sometimes we were a little disappointed or even frustrated because we weren't entirely satisfied with our vehicle or Star RV service. We actually had to go into a maintenance shop 3 times because a sunblind was broken, leaky windows when it rained, the refrigerator wasn't working, or at least there was a gas leak, which is highly dangerous. We had an engine failure, so we needed to switch to an entirely other vehicle, and that's not even mentioned uncomfortable bedding, flat tire, or missing roadside assistance or service from Star RV or Juicy Rentals. Mayday, Mayday. We have a problem. This vehicle, that is not the newest one at all, gives us changing signals all the time. Right now, it says stop vehicle, leave engine running, which does not sound like fun at all. So we did stop. We waited for like half an hour. You tried to call the company. They said they would call you back.
Yeah.
They didn't. At some point, I just took the kids out to the playground, got you some coffee, and up I was in the car waiting for this call back. Then at some point you decided to restart the car, right?
Yeah. Restarted the engine.
Restarted the engine.
Then
no no problem anymore. So we put everybody back on the bus, vehicle, RV, whatever you want to call this. Started going into the direction to the Werkstatt, is that? Repair station. Luckily we were not that far away from Melbourne, like 60 kilometers north of Melbourne, and in Melbourne there is a juicy branch station. We've been there before because we had something else to be replaced. Yeah, we can't catch them, like can't call them directly, but now I just said let's just go there. They have to do something because this can't be right. This doesn't seem safe at all. And now we are like, I think like 15 kilometers away, and the signal is coming on and off like every few minutes. We stop, it turns off, we keep going, it turns on again. Really weird. And the weirdest thing is that last night we actually stayed on a campground with power. So even though the signal says that the battery is low, supposedly, it actually can't be, because I mean right now we are driving, so it should recharge itself, I guess. I'm not a technician or anything, I have no clue about cars, but that's my understanding at least. And we did have power all night, all morning long. We didn't use any of the battery from the car. So whatever that is, I'm pissed. To be honest, I'm really pissed now because it has stolen us. This vehicle has stolen us one day already. That's day number 2 that we can't use to explore the environment, the area here, the city this time. And I'm a control freak. And I don't like to be in a situation where I do not have the control over, especially if I feel like somebody is actually taking away time from me. Precious time that I could use to explore the environment, the surrounding together with the family. I mean, we're not on vacation for like 1 or 2 weeks, but a few months. Nevertheless, I'm really, really pissed, and I hope that whoever is at the station can help us quickly, because it's really hard for me to stay calm and not panic, but you know, I easily get aggressive in things like in situations like this. Hello from Melbourne. So we are in the city now, and we want to give you a short update. We actually went to get our RV repaired, but they said that we will have to exchange it, but there is no car available for us today. So we actually had to rebook another site. And then that's like $90. So yeah, we just booked another camping site right here inside of Melbourne, like 25 minutes away from the center. And then tomorrow morning at like 9 or 9:30, you said, right? We can hopefully pick up a new RV. We just went to the other camping site that I had to book really spontaneously for $90. And then I said, okay, let's just leave the car there and please use some of the time that is still left from this day. So we just hopped on an Uber that brought us here to the center of Melbourne, and now we are walking around, and it's very loud. So trying to get some food first. The next morning we went back to the maintenance shop and had to wait for our new vehicle to be set up, to be cleaned a little bit at least from the outside. And then our next adventure started. The second RV was no better than the first one, but we decided to try to make the best out of it. Having spent several days simply waiting in different maintenance shops, I shortened our route. Instead of Cairns, we decided to only drive up to Bundaberg, about 15 hours drive less than originally planned. Juicy Rentals promises to find you happy. We certainly had our share of happy and funny moments. Like when we ended up in the Blue Mountains in freezing temperatures. Alpay took my grandma's advice to heat the bed by putting a hot pan beneath the blanket, though his interpretation of it was quite unique. What's our conclusion? We would not book another Star RV or Juicy rental, but we can only recommend to travel across Australia by RV in general. We learned that our expectations were not always met. Like if you dream of camping on a beach without crowds or nature for no cost, please be advised that Australia has experienced quite an amount of tourists over the past decades, and on the east coast you will find a pretty large number of homeless locals trying to make a living by camping in all sorts of places. And both tourists and locals alike seem to have left quite a lot of trash in many areas, so that most communities apply strict rules now, and it has been much harder to find locations where you are allowed to camp for free now. Sometimes you can find private properties on which the owner lets you camp for maybe a night or two in exchange of a small donation. We did make some of these nice experiences. Let us know about your RV adventures in the comments. Did you ever experience frustrated moments while camping? What destinations can you recommend to explore by motorhome? If you enjoyed our video, please like, share and subscribe to our channel for more family travel content from around the world.